from School of Physics USM. I am your presenter in this video.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nik Nur Izzaida binti Nik Mat. I am from School of Physics, program in Pure Physics, and I'm a first year student. My job in this group is as a script writer.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Annisa Nadhirah binti Sedi. I am first year student from School of Physics in Pure Physics program. I am your editor in this video.
Do you ever wonder why don't planes crashes into each other more often? Cause when you look at the live map, you can see a huge number of planes flying in the sky with the same route. Well, planes can fly wherever they want as long as they follow their route. Now, of course, as many of you probably know, planes are kept apart by Air Traffic Controller, ATC, who watch the plane on radar and then instruct the pilot to fly in different altitude, speed, and headings to keep the plane away from each other. Basically, radar is very important, right? So what is radar? Radar stands for radio detection and ranging. Radar is an electronic equipment that detects the presence of objects by using reflected electromagnetic energy. Under some conditions, radar system can measure direction, height, distance, and speed of the object. The frequency of electromagnetic energy used for radar is unaffected by darkness and also penetrates the fog and the clouds. This can determine the positions of the ship, plane, and other obstacles that are invisible to the naked eye due to the weather and also the distance. The electronic principle on which radar operates is very similar to the principle of sound wave reflections. If you shout in the direction of a sound reflecting object like rough canyon and cave, you will hear an echo. If you know the speed of the sound in the air, you can estimate the distance and general direction of object. The time required for an echo to return can be roughly converted to distance if the speed of the sound is known. Radar uses electromagnetic energy pulses in much the same way as shown in this figure. The radio frequency RF energy is transmitted to and reflected from reflecting object. A small portion of reflected energy returns to the radar set. It is called an echo, just as it is in sound terminology. Radar set use the echo to determine the direction and the distance of the reflecting object. The radar antenna illuminates the target with a microwave signal, which is then reflected and picked up by a receiving device. The electrical signal picked up by the receiving antenna is called echo or return. The radar signal is generated by a powerful transmitter and received by a highly sensitive receiver. Now, let us look at the diagram. Radar antenna will transfer the transmitted energy to signal in space with required distributions and efficiency. Transmitter will produce short duration high power RF pulses of energy that are into space by the antenna. The duplexer switches the antenna between the transmitter and the receiver so that only one antenna needs to be used. The switching is very necessary because the high power pulses of transmitter would destroy the receiver if the energy were allowed to enter the receiver. The receiver then amplifies and demodulates the received RF signal. It provides video signal on output. The indicator presents to the observer a continuous, easily understandable graphic picture of relative position of radar target. Now, let us move to the last part in this video, which is the advantage and the disadvantage of radar. The advantage of radar is first, it can measure the distance of the object. Second, it can determine the velocity of the object. Third, give exact position of an object. And last but not least is it allows for 3D imaging based on various angle return. The disadvantage of the radar is it cannot differentiate the color of the object. Next, it cannot resolve the target deep in the sea. And last but not least is larger objects that are closer to the transmitter can saturate the receiver. As a conclusion, radar is used to find velocity, range, and position of the object. The advantages of radar is that it provides superior penetration capability through any type of weather conditions. So that's all from me. Thank you for lending me your ears. Bye!